Okay, so are you ready? Right. So first question. This is part of your participation in my class, right? And yeah, the first question. Can you give me the four common types of the network vulnerabilities? So a hacker can exploit to access your vulnerable information. And then give me the four most common types of network vulnerability that a hacker can exploit to access vulnerable information. Yes, Crystal?
Malware, malware,
Four?
outdated or bugged software, social engineering attack, and misconfigured firewalls or operating system.
Next, um, you can describe or differentiate a threat actor and a hacker. Threat actor and a hacker. Mhm. Sergio, are you still raising your hand?
Ma'am, excuse lang ma'am. Medyo hindi
Yes?
siya bation.
Ay,
Medyo hindi siya bation ako due to sa background noises and kasi layo kasi mabation
sige.
ako. Sorry.
Okay, sige. What about this? Okay na?
Medyo klaro na ma'am.
Okay, sige. Ako po na lang. Alright, so next question. Who can differentiate the threat actor versus the hacker? Hacker versus threat actor. Wala din. Next question. What are the different types of threat actor? Different types or threat actor? Yes. Please. Nine.
Um, we have script kiddies, ma'am, vulnerability brokers, hacktivists, cyber criminals, and state-sponsored attackers.
Okay. Next. What are the types of hacker? What are the types of hacker? Yes, sir.
Ang white hat hacker, gray hat, and black hat hacker.
Okay. Next. Just let's have this fast now. There are three categories or three broad categories of network security. What are those? Let's see. Jennifer Nichols. John.
The three categories are hardware, software, and people, ma'am.
Alright. Where does the IoT devices fall? Where does the IoT devices fall? Yeah. Uh, Kyle?
Sa hardware security vulnerability, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. Next one. Please have this list. What about the tools? Can you please give me the tools, security tools na ginagamit sa mga hackers to like say mitigate the risk? Is that Kyle?
Password crackers, ma'am.
Mhm. Give me three. Who else?
Ay, more pa, ma'am.
Oh, sige.
Wireless hacking tools,
Okay.
um, network scanning and hacking tools, and we also have packet crafting tools, packet sniffers, CodeRootkit detectors.
Okay, that's good. Okay, next is give me the category of attack. You can give me the category of attack. Yes, search.
Ilan, ma'am? Isa lang.
Pwede matanan.
Okay. Eavesdropping attack, data modification attack, IP address spoofing attack, password-based attack, and denial of service attack.
Alright, so yeah, that's all for this module 3 that we have discussed. Let's move on to module 4, and that is cybersecurity framework. Now, what is we can give you the definition of the cybersecurity in one sentence. Cybersecurity framework. Cybersecurity framework. Now we will learn that there are few or there are a number of cybersecurity frameworks in the US and that is observed and being the basis for forming our cybersecurity in the Philippines. Now, can you please give me the quick definition of the cybersecurity framework? Yes, Sergey?
Cybersecurity frameworks provide an organized approach to managing cybersecurity risks, mitigating potential vulnerabilities, and improving overall digital defense.
All right, it's yeah, that's one of the importance of the cybersecurity. Now, it is a set of policy practices and procedures implemented to create an effective cybersecurity posture. Right. So yeah, when may I ask you kung sino ang nag-initiate in the Philippine context, no? Who initiated or which government agency initiated the National Cybersecurity Plan of 2023 to 2028? Which Philippine agency or government agency initiated the National Cybersecurity Plan or NCSP from 2023 to 2024. Anong ahensya sa gobyerno sa Pilipinas ang nag-initiate sa National Cybersecurity Plan? Yes, Kyle.
The ICT, ma'am.
All right, that's correct. So, yeah, we've mentioned uh, last time that there were cybersecurity framework with the basis in formulating our own cybersecurity plan. And those are, there are two, common or the most famous cybersecurity framework. So what are they? What are the two? Yes, Richie?
The ISO 27001 and the NIST cybersecurity framework, ma'am.
Yes, that's right. Okay, no? So for ISO 27001, it is a national international standard to manage information security, while the NIST is responsible for advancing technology and security standards within the US context. Right, so it is to protect, identify, to protect, detect, respond and recover. And those are sa ato na security life cycle, and still recall, no? Next is those are the mga bases sa tinubra sa DICT for making our national security plan. And that and the National Cybersecurity Plan has also, it provides, it requires three main outcomes. And what are those three main outcomes of the cybersecurity plan? Yes, John?
Proactive security and protection in cyberspace, enhance cybersecurity workforce capabilities, and improve cybersecurity policy framework, ma'am.
Hey, you are correct. No? So let's move on to the next topic that we will be having this afternoon. Next, it's network. Just pull up my slides first. Okay, so that is network security infrastructure. Okay. All right, so are you seeing this on your screen? Network security infrastructure. Alright, so alright, so for module 5, we have network security infrastructure. This topic here includes following. Okay, so first is, of course, network topology. Next is security devices. Is used by the cybersecurity professionals to mitigate the cybersecurity attack. And the last one is the cybersecurity services. Okay, so we'll have 56 minutes to discuss. Hopefully, we can finish this all. Right, for a start, now, of course, no. With network topologies, this is just a review for you. So yeah, um, the terminologies you should be remembering for this is of course the network interface card, Discord port, and interfaces. So yeah, again, we have to deal with this and devices. Most of you, I know that all of you have already mastered this and devices. The intermediary devices, which are the networking device, and of course, now the interface or um, I'm sorry, the network media. So the network media are those the it includes wireless and wired media. Right. So next one are topology diagrams. We have the physical topology, logical topology. I know that you have already gone over with networks for many sizes. We have small home networks, SOHO or small office and home office, medium to large networks, worldwide networks. Next, LANs and WANs are those topologies that you have, or the architecture. So NATs for local area network, wide area network, and the three-layer network design are those that access the distribution and the core. So for access, we have it provides endpoints and users direct access to the network, while the distribution aggregates access layers and provides connectivity to services. And of course, the core provides connectivity between distribution layers for large LAN environments. Okay, so next, common security architecture. We have the public and the private. So public network is untrusted, while the private network or inside network is trusted. So my question now is, does a private network is always trusted and why? If your answer is yes, please explain. And if your answer is no, please explain. Okay? The question is, does private network is always trusted? Okay, ang description dali, ang network, private network mo trusted yan, while the public network is untrusted. Sige, Ben, give me, can you please reason out? Yes, Reggie, are you? I, yes.
Not always trusted, ma'am.
Why?
An example of a possible threat coming from inside a private network are employee sabotage incidents.
That's right. No, that is correct. Right. So of course, now we have also malicious users that's being involved in the in that event, right? So yeah, that is not always we can um, cannot always trust the private network. All right. So let's move on. Okay, so most common still security architectures is demilitarized zone or the DMZ, a firewall design where there is typically one inside interface connected to the private network, and other one is the outside interface connected to the public network and the DMZ interface. Now this is what the what is this is the conceptual model shown here. Next is the zone-based policy firewall or the ZPMs. So use the concept of zones to provide additional flexibility. A zone is a group or of one or two interfaces that have similar functions or features. It also helps to specify where a Cisco iOS firewall rule or policy should be applied. So those are the four security architecture. Again, we have the public and private. Um, only three lang kalinaw. So the three firewall designs are public and private, the militarized zone, and the zone-based policy firewalls. Next is the security devices. So yeah, of course, this is the first line of defense. We have firewalls. We have hardware and software firewalls. Of course, no? It is resistant to the network attacks, enforce the access control policy. So, the benefits for using the firewall, of course, now it prevents exposure of sensitive host resources and application to untrusted users. Um, while the limitation is a misconfigured firewall have serious consequences for the network, such as becoming a single point of failure. Next benefit is sanitized protocol flow, which prevents the exploitation of the protocol flaws. And the limitation of this is the data from many applications cannot be passed over firewall security. Another one is, yeah, with the use of firewall, it blocks malicious data from servers and clients, while its limitation is that users might proactively search for ways around the firewall to receive blocked material, which exposes the network to potential attack. Another is it reduces the security management complexity. For limitation, we have network performance could slow down, and unauthorized traffic can be tunneled or hidden as legitimate um, traffic through the firewall. Okay, next. There are different types of firewalls, right? So we have the packet filtering or the stateless firewall. They permit or denies the traffic based on the layer 3, which is the network, and the layer 4, which is the transport information. So this here, these stateless firewalls are used that use a simple policy table lookup that filters traffic based on a specific criteria. Um, Tandaan na lang for stateful, that was stateless, right? So stateful, the opposite of stateless firewall is that there are most versatile and most common firewall technologies in use. So stateful packet filtering by use of connection information maintained in a state table. Next one is application gateway firewall. This is the third type of firewall. It filters information at the layers 3, 4, 5, and 7 of the OSI reference model. So most of the firewall control filtering is done in the software. So this is the fourth type of firewall. We have the next generation firewall. It goes beyond the stateful firewalls by providing the IPS or the intrusion prevention system, application awareness and control to see and block risky application. So of course, no, the more the firewall, the more features has the firewall, the more man nga medyo pricey siya. No? So if it's function only to filter, of course, no, ang walang na iya capacity, meaning you're only paying for the price nga, sa iya according sa iya nga function. But if you're going to avail of the firewall that has a lot of features and a lot of functions, so maybe you will be asking for a company to include the budget for this to to protect your systems. Okay, sorry, next. Other methods of implementing the firewalls would include um, host-based firewall, transparent firewall, hybrid firewall. Okay. Now next, another security device aside from the firewall, we have the intrusion prevention and detection devices. So those are the IDS and the IPS. Right? So the network architecture integrates the solution into the entry and exit points of the network. So this figure shows how an IPS devices handles malicious traffic. So with this diagram here, you can see that dira pa lang siya sa detection. No? Sa level pa lang sa detection, it is already blocked. Alright, so if ever na makalusot siya, there is what we call the next level, which is the IPS. Right? Okay, so these are the advantages and disadvantages of using the IDS and the IPS. Now, for example, sa IDS, no impact on with the IDS because its function is only to detect. Pag-detect niya, it will just send a report or notification to the system na may na-detect siya, but nothing else, no? So, ang wala na iya function, kung may makita siya, i-report niya lang. Alright? So, no impact on the network. The disadvantage is that response action cannot stop trigger packets. So, like, for example, slow ang pag-report niya, ingay ang pag-respond sa system. Meaning sila, hindi pa makabalik ang response sa system, nakasugod na niya um, ang hacker or na-penetrate nila ang ating system. No? With the IPS or with the IPS, no, it stops trigger packets. So sensors issue might affect network traffic. Okay? So pagka-detect niya na may ara sa uh, danger, of course, no, it would stop trigger. So it would send a notif na i-block niya, no, to prevent nga ma-penetrate the system. And then sensor issues might affect network traffic. Sensor overload impacts the network, and some impacts the network based on the latency and the chain. Right? So, deployment of this IPS and IDS technologies can complement each other. So, yeah. Pero like for example, if you're going to use both of this, so meaning to say you have um, ano siya, hindi siya pala cost effective, hindi siya but of course, if you're after the protection and the security of your systems, of course, you have to invest, no, in those security devices. Right? Next one. So type of IPS. So we have host-based IPS, we have the network-based IPS. Now, ang isang tagit is ang host-based IPS is a software installed on a host to monitor and analyze suspicious activity. So while the network-based IPS are implemented using a dedicated or non-dedicated IPS device. So this one is placed within a network-based implementation to ensure a robust security architecture. So sensors detect malicious and unauthorized activity in real time and can take action when required. So those are the types of IPS. We have the host-based and the network bases. So next one is the specialized security appliances, particularly with Cisco products. Okay, so here, Cisco Advanced Malware Protection. Next is Cisco Web Security Appliance, um, and Cisco Email Security Appliance. Now, when you will search, no, if you have time, when you search this, tsura nila do pala rin lang like a rectangular or a square device but of course they have different functions, right? So yeah, if you have time, you may also look it up in Google so that you will get familiarized with this security appliances. All right. Um, Next, okay, so let's proceed with the next slide here. Security services. With security services, we have the so-called the ACL, right? Access Control List. It's a series of commands that control whether divides forwards or drop packets based on information found in the packet header. So, when configured, ACL performs the following tasks. It limits network traffic to increase traffic performance. It provides traffic flow control. It provides a basic level of security for network access. It filters um, traffic based on the traffic type. And the host, of course, could permit or deny access to network services. All of this are the tasks of ACL. So this is how ACL or access control list is role. No? Ano siyang role niya. So madami ko isang mga um, mga functions. No? So next is, yeah, important function of ACL. We have two types. We have the standard and the extended. So for standard, it's used to permit or deny traffic only from source IP version 4 addresses. So sa standard, tandaan nyo nga, it only used to permit or deny traffic only from the source, which is IPv4, IP version 4 addresses, no? While the extended ACL filters IPv4 packets based on several attributes that includes, of course, no, sa extended, um, it has to deal with, of course, the protocol type, the source of IP version 4 address, the destination of the IPv4 address, the source, of course, of TCP or the UDP ports. Now, I hope you still remember what are those abbreviations stands for. This destination, the source and destination of TCP or UDP ports. No, if you have time, review the port numbers, no, of UDP and TCP ports. All right. So yeah, next is the optional protocol type information for finer control. So both standard and extended ACLs can be created use, using either a number or a name to identify ACL and its list of statements. Now, I believe that we have an access in your packet tracer, right? So there is what we call the ACL demonstration on the packet tracer. So if you have time, you can look it up in your uh, Cisco, no, uh, account. Okay, another security services aside from the ACL, we have the SNMP or the Simple Network Management Protocol, which is an application layer protocol that provides a message format for communication between managers and agents. Okay, so with this, it has two elements. It consists of two elements. We have the manager and agents. So for the manager, it runs SNMP management console software. For the agent, there are nodes now being monitored and managed. Okay. Next, another one, the third one is we have the NetFlow. NetFlow is a Cisco IOS technology that provides statistics on packets flowing from through a Cisco router or multi-layer switch. So the NetFlow provides data to people. So these are the These are the function of the net flow. So it provides data to enable network and security monitoring. Also provides data to enable network planning, traffic analysis, we have the IP accounting for bidding purposes. So NetFlow has also several tasks to perform in this security services. Next is port mirroring. Port mirroring is a feature that allows a switch to make duplicate copies. So, our traffic passing through the switch, then sending it out port with a network monitoring attached. Of course, next is assist logs servers. The most common method of accessing systems messages use is to use a protocol called syslogs. Um, It allows network devices to send their systems messages across the network to syslog's servers. Okay, so it has three functions: its ability to gather login information, ability to select the type of login, and the last one is the ability to specify the destination of captured syslogs messages. Next is the NTP, or the network protocol. So with this kind of security services, um, it uses a hierarchical system of time sources. At each level is this system is called a stratum. So NTP servers are arranged in three levels, which is stratum 0. Um, Network gets the time from authoritative time sources, while the stratum 1 devices are directly connected to the authoritative time sources, while the stratum 2 and the lower strata um, synchronizes their time using the MTP packets from stratum 1 server. Okay, next, we have a lot of security services. Okay, so please take note of this. Okay, this will be taken up, or this will be included in our quiz next week. So A servers. The AAA servers here, it functions as authentication, authorization, and accounting. So it differs from the CIA Giant, for information security, and of course the five pillars of information assurance. So with this, um, the three independent security function, or the AAA architectural framework. So of course, now if you know the function of this authentication, authorization, and accounting. Please, if you have time, you can actually read this um, material. Just I have to upload this also after we have right space. Okay, next is the VPN, Security Services. This VPN is a private network that is created over a public network. It uses the virtual connections routed through the internet from the organization to the remote site. Um, VPN is a communication environment which access is strictly controlled to permit clear connections within a defined community of interest. So confidentiality is achieved by encrypting the traffic within the VPN. Now, in short, VPN connects two endpoints over a public network to form a logical connection which can be made at the second layer and the third layer. The last topic for this module is the network security infrastructure. No? So yeah, let's have a summary. Networks are typically presented as physical and logical technologies. Um, We have also mentioned that physical topology represents the physical connections and how it and devices are connected, whereas the logical topologies refers to the standard to the protocols that devices use to communicate. Okay, what else? The most common type of network infrastructures are the WAN and the LAN. Okay, I'm just posting this for you to fill up your attendance while I'll do the recap of this afternoon's um, lesson. So the next one is the campus-wide LAN design consists of hierarchical layers, which each layer assign specific function. The common security architecture define the boundaries of traffic entering and leaving the network. The different types of firewalls are, of course, now we have four. We have packet filtering, we have stateful, we have stateless, we have application gateway firewalls, and the next generation firewalls. Intrusion or IDS or the IP and IPS are used to detect potential security risk and can stop and alert unstable traffic. Uh, while the security appliances includes the Cisco malware protection, Cisco security appliance, and Cisco email security appliance. ACLs are series of statements, of course. No? ACLs, SNMP, NetFlow, port mirroring, syslog servers, and AAA, and the VPNs all in, are, are all included in the security services. So those are the, of course not. We can also take note of these terms and commands while we review what we have this afternoon. So yeah, um, please fill up the attendance sheet posted in our chat box. And can you please turn on your cameras so that I can document this online session?
Ma'am, ga-access denied ang form.
I will put the um, sige, be, try biluwat. Share. Okay, sige, try liwat be. Yes. Okay, so yeah, let's stop with this topic or module, and then I'll be sending you your online task on Wednesday so that you can review for the next week's quiz. All right. So yeah, um, if you have questions, you may um, type in the chat box or ask me directly regarding the previews ng mga lessons that we have. Wala man. Okay, so far, okay pa man na. Right, so please fill up the attendance and then, let me see. Okay, so you are, how many of us here have logged in today? 26, 25. So I'm expecting 25 people will be filling out this attendance sheet. If you're done, you may go um, past this.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.